Welcome to Ahead of the Times, where our unemployment rate is technically 100%.
Nigerian government strikes a deal with terrorists. Is someone finally getting millions from a Nigerian minister?
John Grisham defends viewers of child pornography. Is he a pedophile?
GamerGate pits gamers against feminists. Is it the battle of the sexless? For the latest on Boko Haram, let's go to our senior Nigerian, hey, that works on 2 levels, correspondent, Ola.
After much buzz and huge Twitter viral campaigning, Boko Haram may be releasing the kidnapped girls next week like they're the hottest mixtape of 2014. The Nigerian government isn't saying what they're giving in return for the girls. Picking the right time to release the girls is important. You gotta kidnap low and sell high. Even a schoolgirl knows that. I think after Malala won the £1 million Nobel Peace Prize, Muslim girls who want an education are super hot right now. Boko Haram figured with 276 little Malalas, it's their time to become Malalianes. I predict Boko Haram will release the girls and then start to miss them. Soon they'll be on Twitter using the hashtag #BringBackOurGirls. And in a few years' time, throw back our girls Thursday. For the latest in mistreatment of children, let's go to our senior cut us some slack correspondent, Toby.
Author John Grisham defended people who watch child pornography in a move that raised serious questions about his browsing history. His experience related to a Canadian friend who did 3 years in prison simply for viewing child pornography. Sorry, as a journalist, I need to get the quotes right. A Canadian friend. According to Grisham, his friend got in trouble simply for going to a website that promised 16-year-old wannabe hookers who looked 30. Because who doesn't want 30-year-olds and start by searching for 16-year-olds naked? And what's the big deal? They'll be legal by the time he gets out. In his interview with The Telegraph, Grisham said, sex offenders, that's what they're called, like they're a bunch of perverts or something. As a liberal blogger, I think everyone should be able to choose their own labels. Maybe they could choose less offensive ones, like Neighborhood Watchman, or 6-time Academy Award nominee Roman Polanski. As Grisham says, these are people like you and me, who, quote, got online one night and started surfing around, probably had too much to drink or whatever, pushed the wrong buttons, went too far, and got into child porn. For the next 7 years. As you might guess, it's all too easy for that to happen. All it takes is an accidental Google search. Click the wrong button. Perhaps have your pet enter a few wrong numbers, and before you can say privacy concerns. Police! For the latest on Europe's economy, let's go to our senior siesta correspondent, Ola.
The Eurozone is expecting an economic downturn after German forecasts were slashed. The Germans said slowdown was no laughing matter, though they say that about everything. Luckily, here in the UK, we're not as tied to the Eurozone since we kept our own currency. We're like the weird kid who has allergies and brings his own food to parties, but then has the last laugh when realized all the food provided simply tastes of grease and unemployment. I predict that if the downturn does affect the UK, I'll be taking an extended holiday to visit Toby. So we can record great shows for you guys. Nothing to do with the current US economy turnaround.
Oh, awesome! I've got a place all set up to rent you.
You look like you're doing well, Toby.
Hell yeah! That's how Americans ball out with low unemployment and only moderately stagnant wage inflation.
Turn down for what?
For the next story, let's go to our senior, kindest, most generous correspondent, Toby.
Hashtag GamerGate. A lot of people talking. A lot of people not talking at all. A lot of people still not sure what hashtags are. First I heard of it, they said it was some kind of trouble between gamers and activists. Ugly. Conspiracy. That to want to understand it, you have to be a detective or a psychopath. Fortunately, I'm both. I was given the assignment by a no-good rag called Ahead of the Times. Seemed to have few readers and even fewer YouTube views. I started asking questions in a filthy, no-good place full of angry scumbags looking to pick a fight. A place they called the internet. Best I gathered, it all started with a dame. Always does. Her name was Zoe Quinn. Outspoken, she had a taste for her own brand of justice. Social justice. Seems Zoe may have had a little bit of a dark side. An ex of hers posted a blog and chat logs accusing her of all kinds of sociopathic things, including sleeping with a 2-bit, or more accurately 64-bit, reporter in exchange for some sweetheart coverage of her game Depression Quest. Depression Quest. Story of my life. Now some gamers had an axe to grind here. They'd been angry at the gaming rags for a long time, thinking they cozied up to the fat cats who ran the business. AAA publishers, you understand. Big money. Trading good press for insider access. At the same time, they'd been angry at bloggers, cozying up to smaller developers who fancied themselves artists. Started running their mouths about feminism. So when gamers heard about this Zoe Quinn woman, they lashed out. She had a target on her back the size of a Target on a Target store. But turned out, she had powerful friends. Anita. She'd been hated since way back for running her mouth about misogynistic cliches. You know how those broads can be. Brianna. She ran a little code shop up in Boston for games featuring ladies. Those were the kind of games that stirred up attention. Gamers didn't like that kind of attention. They didn't like it one bit. Feminists got threatened. Then gamers got threatened. People accused each other of making up the threats. GamerGate supporters said they were being censored, that allegations of sexism were being used to cover up and shield scrutiny of this gaming journalism conspiracy. They even started a fundraiser for female game developers, trying to come clean, launder their reputation, but then this got hacked. Finally, someone crossed the line, if there even was one. Posted the addresses of the feminists online. Someone else threatened to shoot up the place where Anita was giving a talk. In a place like the internet, no one knows for sure whose hand is pulling the strings. The only thing people knew was that hand was dirty. All I could do was try to connect the dots, and as I did, things started to heat up. One day while digging through files, I came across her name, Allegra Ringo. Last I heard, she was on Vice. Apparently she rubbed gamers the wrong way and she'd gotten some threats.
Someone accused me of being a corrupt journalist, and someone else called my dog ugly.
The only thing uglier than that dog was the truth. But what was the truth? Was it in front of me and I just couldn't see it? How did Zoe Quinn figure into this? Was it about journalistic ethics? Or was it about her? Had it always been about her? Was the gaming press colluding with big business? Or was it a smokescreen for the bigger question? Who gives a rat's ass about video game reviews? Were the gaming blogs too into social justice? Like my dad always told me, blogs are like assholes. They're never well-rounded. People on both sides are convinced that where there's smoke, there's fire, that they should shoot first and ask questions later, that a stitch in time saves 9, and that a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. It made me so mad I need to blow off steam the only way I knew how. I played some video games.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and tune in next week for another exciting installment of Ahead of the Times! Times!